Get a warm coat, we have to move. Sergei spoke between heavy breaths. He didn't give Benjamin time to ask questions, and the urgency in his voice moved Benjamin to obedience. He grabbed his fur coat and hat and the leather portfolio with the Tsar's letters, then followed Sergei outside. "Wait here until I come back." "Where are you going?" Benjamin asked, and Sergei could hear the worry in his voice. He put a reassuring hand on Benjamin's shoulder. He was going to tell Benjamin to wait inside until he spoke with the doctor or anyone, but he never got the chance. The corridor and the entire train plunged into darkness. The marauding soldiers had cut the power. Sergei grabbed Benjamin's hand and pulled him quickly off the train. All around them, shouts and cries rose up as flames raced through one of the boxcars. Benjamin's first reaction was to try to run for the trees that stood out in the darkness along the tracks, but Sergei held him back. "I have an idea, so forget what I just said and stand back on the platform." "What are you going to do, Sergei?" "Just leave it to me. Just get back up there and keep watch." Benjamin obeyed and climbed back onto the platform. As they waited, Sergei wondered about everyone else on the train. Doctors, nurses, officers, and patients. What had happened to them? The sound of hoofbeats coming closer interrupted his thoughts, and Sergei peered around the corner of the railroad car. His eyes had grown accustomed enough to the dark to see a man in a ragged soldier's uniform riding toward them. Sergei held his breath and waited in the shadows until the man rode up and was about to pass by. Sergei reached out and smacked the horse on its rear flank. The startled horse bucked and the man fell off. Sergei was about to grab the reins, but the man got to his feet, and swearing, he grabbed Sergei by the collar. As they punched each other and struggled in the snow and mud, Sergei tried to ignore the pain in his side. From the corner of his eye, he saw Benjamin grab the horse's reins and tie the animal to a ladder on the coach. Then he too leaped into the fray. He pulled Sergei off the soldier and began to wrestle with the man, trying to reach the gun in the soldier's belt. The man took a swing that landed in Benjamin's stomach, and Sergei punched the man in the face. The soldier cried out in pain and lunged at Sergei again. This time, Benjamin grabbed the gun from the soldier's belt. Too involved in trying to handle Sergei, the man didn't notice his missing gun until he reached for it and found his holster empty. "My gun!" the soldier growled, spinning toward Benjamin. With little time to think, and with his hand trembling, Benjamin pulled the trigger. A loud bang sounded, and the ragged soldier staggered and fell. He lay still in the snow. Sergei untethered the horse, and Benjamin helped him climb into the saddle before mounting behind him, his arms around Sergei's waist. Sergei took the reins and guided the horse toward the forest, a half-mile from the tracks. What were they looking for? A hospital train? The wounded? "What about you?" Benjamin finally managed to say between gasps for air. "There are a lot of deserters, and they'll do anything to obtain food or weapons." "Is it that bad?" "Yes." Sergei was going to say something more when the sky lit up. The explosion as the train's steam engine blew up reached them a second later, raining dirt, rocks, wood, and shards of metal. Sergei and Benjamin quickly covered their heads with their coats to shield themselves from being pelted. The glow of the fire remained, but around them it was dark again. Sergei held the reins in one hand, crossed himself with the other, then made Benjamin hold on as he spurred the horse's flanks, and they rode away.